Super fast in the house. What's up, guys? I feel like a real D-bag wearing sunglasses while on video, but I am driving like straight into the sun at the moment, as you can see from the lovely glare on my face. Quick video. So we just got a report from ESPN, Tim McMahon of ESPN. Apparently, all the speculation and everything going on related to DeAndre Jordan. Now, to be fair, the speculation we talked about before relating to the Luka freeze out wasn't solely DeAndre Jordan, but that was certainly the instigator of us even having the discussion about whether or not there was any kind of freeze out occurring. The report from ESPN's Tim McMahon today says that there is some tension within the Mavericks locker room, that DeAndre Jordan has quote unquote been a big disappointment for the organization, and that he has absolutely rubbed some of his teammates the wrong way. He is being viewed as a selfish player, I believe is the quote. And the specific instance that they cite is the stealing of a rebound from Luka Doncic. Let me adjust the camera slightly. Again, I caught from some people, not everyone, but I absolutely caught plenty of flack from people who said that I was somehow kicking up drama over this, like I was trying to instigate a story that wasn't even there. I mean, I didn't solely say it's just DeAndre, but again, that was the instigator of the cause for us to do the speculation. And even then, we didn't say definitively one way or another, like, oh, DeAndre is absolutely doing this. But there have been concerns and red flags for us related to DeAndre Jordan, not the least of which is his effort defensively. Yeah, he's getting a lot of rebounds. He's getting 12 or 13 rebounds a game. His free throw shooting's incredible. Even with him missing a couple at Chicago, I think he's still shooting nearly 82% from the charity stripe, which is awesome. But there are other issues with his game. His rim protection has been trash outside of that first Utah game where he had 5 blocks. And the effort just looks like it's lacking most of the time. If you compare his numbers to Maxi Keebler, or I said Keebler, like the elf, Kleber, um, Kleber has nowhere near as many minutes played, and yet he has like the same number of blocks as DeAndre, and that's a staggering figure. And part of that is Maxi just will go at anything. Maxi had a great quote, and I think I heard this from Locked On Mavs. Their guy Isaac had an article on Mavs.com about him the other day after the Oklahoma City win, I believe it was, when he blocked Steven Adams in transition on that dunk. And he basically said he takes every matchup, every assignment as a almost like a personal insult in a way, where he adds that personal flair to it by viewing it as a challenge, and like, this guy's going to come out here and try and disrespect me in a way. And because he plays with that chip on his shoulder, he plays better. I mean, you're seeing moments even in the win against Chicago where DeAndre is making zero effort just to contest a shot, let alone try and block it. Sometimes the guy will be coming right at him and DeAndre doesn't put a hand up. We're not just talking about the infamous previous Utah game where you have like 2 or 3 plays in a row where Donovan Mitchell's coming off a pick set by Gobert, DeAndre's man, and DeAndre just kind of sits back and doesn't even put up a hand, and Donovan Mitchell's kind of looking at him on the way back like, really? You're not even going to contest that? Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what to tell you. So the issues for DeAndre have absolutely been there, and I've been toying with writing my next Mavericks article on that. The problem I felt with taking that approach was I felt like some people have already done a really good job breaking it down, and I didn't want to feel like I was just kind of regurgitating someone else's point, because that's not good journalism anyway. So I didn't want to go that route with it, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I can't read your comments right now, to be clear. I saw a Gleb pop in the house initially. I cannot read your comments at this present moment for obvious reasons. I'm driving. But I was able to just quickly set up the iPhone and go live. Even though quality-wise, stream-wise, how everything looks for you guys, let me know. Hey, what up, Ranger King? So, yeah, there's a lot to dig into with this, with DeAndre Jordan. Big Game James made a great point about this on Sunday's Mavs Fast Break. He specifically mentioned, when you're talking about a guy who's going to be there for a few years, like he signs like, let's say, a 3 or 4 year deal, that guy is going to buy in and really invest in the team. But when a guy comes in for like a 1 year deal, like DeAndre Jordan, $23 million, maybe he doesn't have that same feeling because this team started slow. And after the first few games, I feel like his effort really scaled back. There's no way the Mavericks are getting what they expected out of him. And anyone who just looks at the box score and says, hey, he's getting you 13 boards a game, shut up, he's doing his job. Well, you're not actually looking at the game with a critical eye. You're just looking at box score, and that's not enough to tell you the story. So really frustrating when you have people try and lecture you based on just that. DeAndre Jordan has not been great for the Mavericks for the past 3 weeks, maybe. And, I mean, we're talking a whole month of sample size, so 3/4 of his time this season has not looked great. I'm really curious to see how he can kind of bounce back from this, if this motivates him a little bit. The team's won 3 out of 4 games. Like, they're starting to get a little bit of momentum behind them. I don't know why he wouldn't be making more effort to help this team and really anchor this defense, because that's his one job. And if he wants another big paycheck after this, that's what he's got to do. The worst, I mean, I guess it's not the worst. The concern, you could say, for DeAndre is that he tries to jump to like the Lakers or something like that, basically going back to LA to then chase with LeBron a title, which, he's 30 years old now, so that's not unheard of by any means. But if that's the case, if this is the one big payday for him and he's not going to try because he doesn't view this as a playoff team, then forget him. Seriously. We don't I understand that athletically, from a rebounding standpoint, from the athletic ability and all of that, he is in many ways a better center than Tyson Chandler, but he doesn't have, it's not consistently and not night in, night out, that guy's driving on his rim. All right. Got distracted there. The effort of a Tyson Chandler, and that is just mind-boggling to me that we throw that much money at him and less than a month in the season. It doesn't feel like he's quit. It just feels like he's disengaged a little bit. When you got some young guys on your team, you need to lead by example, and he's not doing that. Guys, hit the like button on this video. I see there's like 18 of you guys watching. If you like these, impromptu jump in reports when news breaks, let me know, man. Like, hit the like, let me know. Get some activity, some comment. I might not be able to see everything right now, but I promise I will answer back as I'm able to, just until I get about 5 more minutes down the road to where I'm going, and then I can sit in the parking lot and actually interact a little more directly with you guys. But yeah, let me know, because this was just something that I saw the report come out, and I was really eager to jump on and talk about it a little bit. Even though I read through the story, you just have like what the source effectively said in this case. And again, I'm paraphrasing here to reiterate the headline of this video. Uh, Within the locker room, there's frustration with DeAndre Jordan, his performance thus far. He is being viewed as a selfish player, and the specific incident that everyone points to, or that the source pointed to, was his stat padding against Luka Doncic. And you can say, yeah, maybe he didn't fully see him. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt to a degree. My problem isn't so much the stealing the board from Luka, even though Luka was clearly frustrated with it. My issue is what we've seen from him in terms of his defensive effort in the subsequent games. Because Dallas, yeah, they've held 2 straight opponents under 100 points, but man, again, they're paying DeAndre $22 million or whatever, and he has not been providing the presence that they expected him to defensively. I would argue right now, Kleber is a better rim protector for us than DeAndre Jordan. And I see Ranger King is in the chat. I'm sure he'll back that up as well. Certainly blocks per minute, go way in Maxi's favor in that regard. So, yeah, it's frustrating. The next game we got what is it, Utah again for like the third time in freaking 14 games or some nonsense. But it's going to be really interesting to see how he does. On one hand, his 5 block game was against Utah, so you look at it that way and you say, hey, maybe he can recreate a little bit of that magic. But then you also look at it and say, he was really bad the last time those two teams met up. So I don't know, man. Really, really interesting there. I see Isaiah and Ranger King talking a little bit there. Not caught up on the conversation, obviously. But the good news is I am arriving where I'm supposed to be, and looks like I'm actually kind of early, so I can spend a few extra minutes actually chatting with you guys and seeing the comments, which is nice. See you there, like a glove. Is this the kind of interactive content you guys wanted, seeing me drive here and there? Let's see, let's see. Da, 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 da. There we go. Now I got comments. Oh, you guys have been more talkative. I guess they just don't show up a lot. Let me use the finger that's not blinding you. Isaiah says, click so fast. Wop wop says rough. Feel like the report is 2 weeks late. I mean, you can say that, but it's one of those things too where maybe it's just been continuing to build. Like the initial tension was there, but it hasn't reached that point yet. Marcos Levy, I think everything is fake news. Okay, I mean, it's whatever your perspective is, but I tend to trust Tim McMahon of ESPN. Dude has been around a long time, a really good Mavs insider. Definitely have never felt like his reporting is inaccurate or biased or anything like that. So when I saw it was him bringing this story, I see my stream is lagging some. When I saw it was him reporting the story, that changed my perception, because initially when I saw it, I thought, okay, well, maybe this is subjective, kind of like the freeze out thing, where you did hear from guys like with their own sources, like John Jock Taylor of ESPN Radio talked a little bit as well, but it's an unnamed source, so you don't know. And obviously, this is unnamed as well. But I really do not say I don't trust John Jock Taylor, but I really do trust Tim McMahon as an accurate source, especially for the Mavericks. I don't think of Jock so much as a Mavs guy here. So let's see, let's see. Like a glove, Ace Ventura. Did I say like a glove? Because if I didn't, I was absolutely thinking about it. 5 blocks was against, okay, not against Utah, against Minnesota, you say. Okay, gotcha. I'm just trying to make sure I'm caught up. Fake news, gotcha. Glass says, wow, if DeAndre is legit making a mess, Cuban will get the boy out of there in a heartbeat. I mean, we'll see what happens with it. Like I said, I don't think that they're looking to cast him out right now, but we got to see if the team can kind of regroup a little bit or what they're going to do. I mean, if you're on Team Tank, then hey, maybe you're not rushing them out the door if the defense stays kind of discombobulated. I feel like the situation has been solved in the last week. Winning does fix a lot of things, but effort does not. If your effort is lacking, you're not going to have. Let me take off the sunglasses because I feel like a real, feel like a real d-bag keeping the sunglasses on now that I'm in the shade. Effort is different, right? Like if it's the stat padding thing, that's not. There you go. Stat padding thing. That's more related to, hey, are we winning games or not? We're losing. Okay, now I'm going to take exception with it. If it's effort, if it's, hey man, you're not even contesting the guys that attack the rim or something to that effect, that's totally different to me. That's something that I don't care if we're on a 10-game win streak. If I'm busting my ass and you're not even trying to guard the guy as he goes to the rim or at least contest the shot, that's different. That's me still being very frustrated with you, which is the sentiment being expressed here. Cleaver goes after the blocks like it's his last wish in life. Absolutely. DeAndre looks so lazy sometimes. What up? What up, Cowboy Crunk? If DJ wanted to go to LA, he could have gone already. Either way, this situation reminds me of Dwight Howard. I mean, maybe he wanted one last big pay year because he wasn't going to get that in LA. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Work in progress, going to take time. Have to cut down the fat here soon. Agreed, Ranger King. Wasn't against the Timberwolves. DDP, his 5 blocks was against the T-Wolves, I thought. I felt like it was against Utah, but maybe I'm wrong. Regardless, he had a 5-block game was the point, and that's really the only game I felt like he was absolutely engaged in, where you looked at and you're like, yes, this is why we paid you. This is what we wanted. I think I remember, I didn't write an article on it, but I made mention of it in my next article that said, like, hey, he's been everything we could have asked for so far. And I feel like that was like, instead of setting the new tone, that was like the opposite effect. That was like, all right, we can do this, but don't expect it all the time. So anyway, let's see. Again, if you guys like the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, ring the. Let me know in the comments if you. I know it's a little bit spotty as far as the posting. That's the whole thing. I'm just literally like around town right now. But if you guys like the impromptu jump in reports when there's something to talk about, let me know. I will try to do them more often if you guys like it. I still plan to probably go live tomorrow for the Mavs, or maybe I'll wait until. When is it they play? Tomorrow or Thursday? What day is it? Tuesday? Tuesday. Whenever, maybe before their next game, I'll do a pregame show like I've been doing during the week. I might after all go ahead and dig into this DeAndre thing a little bit more tomorrow. Thank you, Isaiah. I might go ahead and dig into this DeAndre thing a little more from what perspective I can offer, just to kind of give like a series of events or some kind of timeline or something to give some perspective, perhaps, to this early DeAndre drama. And I don't know. I'll put that out on Dallas Sports Fanatic either tonight or tomorrow if I can get, and we'll go from there. What C do you feel would fit? Oh, center. What center do I feel would fit our lineup? Are we talking about like a center on the team right now? Like, are we saying like giving minutes to someone else? Or are we talking about like a trade, a free agent, a draft pick? Like, I mean, what's the premise of what we're talking about, you know? That would definitely take some thought and analysis on that for who the next center should be. Oh, for a trade. Well, if you're moving DeAndre in the trade, you got a big, financial flexibility you could do. You could probably get 2 guys in place of the one. The 2 things you want from DeAndre are rebounding, which he's giving you, and rim protection. So I'd have to take a look at that. I don't want to lay out trade stuff yet because I don't think he's going to be traded yet. Unless it's like a completely cancerous situation like Jimmy Butler in Minnesota. You don't see trades this early typically. So we'll see what happens there. I'll keep an eye out. I'll have probably the next Mavs Fast Break some kind of analysis for you on that. That'll be next Sunday. But that's going to do it for my time on this one, I think, guys. Yeah, I've been going about 20 minutes. That sounds about right. Thanks for tuning in. As I know more, as I find out more, I will relay it to you. Keep an eye out. Like the video. Like us Facebook, Twitter, follow, whatever. Until next time, remember, every legend was once a prospect. Salute. And I have the awkward time of